Hi everyone, Spider-Man and his good friend Emily here, and what we're going to do is start a brand new series to complement our previous series on self-defense for kids. This is kickboxing for kids. Emily, thanks so much for coming in. How you feeling today?
Good.
Good, I'm glad to hear that. What we're going to do, first and foremost, is explain that kickboxing is a martial art that I really enjoy because it has practical self-defense techniques, and it's something that has a lot of dynamic movement, so it helps to move our minds with dynamic energy, and it has wonderful fitness benefits as well. But we always want to make sure that we're responsible with everything that we're taught. So we don't go to our brothers or our sisters or our friends at school and practice anything that Spider-Man shows you on them. I'm going to show you not only what to do, but how to train it when you're at home, is to make sure that you are always under mom and dad's supervision and training with the ways and methods in which we outline. Above all, we never want to use our martial arts to abuse or offend anyone. Does that sound like a good deal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the very first thing we're going to do in today's episode is learn all of our essential movement, okay? So Emily's going to help us learn our basic stance. So what Emily's going to do is she's going to take one leg forward as if she was walking down the street and was frozen mid-step. One walking length. She's going to take both of her feet, she's going to turn them towards a diagonal corner, and then she's going to soften the knees. Now, it's important to always have your knees bent because what this is going to do is give you a good solid base where you feel balanced. It's kind of like a tree. Think of a tree as having a really good root structure. Will that tree be strong against a big gust of wind or a rainstorm? Probably. But if it has a poor root structure, maybe it got some kind of a disease, that tree is going to fall down when the wind comes blowing in. So Emily wants to feel rooted. Her hands are going to start up high, and we're going to drop them down nice and low. And the rear hand, which is her right, is going to be tucked in tight to her cheek. So close that if she stuck out her thumb, she could flick her earlobe. Turn this way, kiddo. Can you flick your earlobe? Yep, I think that she's good. Elbows are tight, and then her front hand doesn't want to blind her. So she's going to lower it just below her eye, and again, keep her elbow in. This is what's known as a mixed guard. You look great, Em. Okay, now we're going to keep facing this way, but come on back up to a neutral posture. Can you go slow motion, step forward, and just come back to that stance? Very, very nice. And then bring yourself back up to a neutral posture. And one more time, step forward, good guarding stance. You look great, kid. Now, as far as footwork goes, if you want to go forward, you use your front leg. If you want to go backwards, you use your back leg. So Em, go ahead and go to your stance. We call this step and drag. Her front foot steps a couple of inches, not so much that she loses balance, and her back leg drags right up. That's it. Do it again. Now let's show them backwards. The back leg steps and the front leg drags. Notice that Emily's guard stays right where it needs to be. One more time backwards. Wonderful. Pretty simple, but this is important because if you can't move effectively, it's going to be very hard to strike effectively. Now, if you want to move left, you use your left foot. So let's face the camera, hands up high. Her front foot happens to be her left. She's going to step a couple inches and drag her right leg up. Very good. If she wants to go to the right, guess what leg she uses? Her right. Right foot steps and drags up. Very good. So Emily, let's show them forward, back, left, and right. And again, forward, back, left, and right. Okay, turn and face me. So let's do it kind of like a little dance. When you come forward, I'll go back. Go forward. Now go back. Now you go to your left and go to your right. Let's try it. Forward, back, left, right. Forward, back, left, right. Okay, now, you're doing great and we're maintaining pretty good distance, but let's give them a quick tip on distance management. Would you put your left hand out and touch knuckles with me? Kind of like we're giving a pound. Hey, good job, kid. Now this distance here we want to try to maintain. Hands up. We're going to call this distance management. Okay, you step to me. That's pretty good. Let's double check it. I think that's right on. Let's go backwards. Double check. Let's go to your left. Double check. Let's go to your right. Double check your distance. Okay, let's do it without checking and see if we can manage it. Ready? Go. One more time. Wonderful job, kid. Give me double high fives. If you want to switch your lead, we're not going to step towards our imaginary threat. See, I'm pretending to be the threat if I'm facing her, okay? So hands back up, Em. Let's measure distance. So if she were to step up to me, she's going to be in a position of becoming closer to the threat. So what we're going to do instead is have Emily step back and trade. And we're going to do that together. Ready? Step back and trade. Now we're going to try to do that as quickly as we can without stumbling or falling. Are you ready? Go. And again. Go. And again. Go. Now when I move, you move. Gotcha. Pretty good. Pretty good. Very nice. I'll give you a high five. And then the last part is circling. Now we're going to use a little bit of an aid for this. So what I have here is a cone, and you can use any object. You can use a baseball cap or a pair of socks. You just need something to move around. And we're going to put this cone right there. And do you kids know what radar is? What Emily is going to do is she's going to use her brain as her radar and her eyes to keep right on this cone, and basically she can never take her eyes or her body off the cone. So Em, what you're going to do, jump to the side for just a second, is from your stance here, you got to step and drag and try to move. And keep your radar pinging that cone. Then when you make it around, you're going to have to move the other way. Full circle. Can you demonstrate that? Yeah. Take your time, no rush, try to move with balance. Go ahead. That's very, very good. The other direction. She's keeping her knees bent, she's keeping her hands up, she's trying to move swiftly. Now, show them how you switch your feet. And now pick a direction, doesn't matter which one, and circle again. Now she practiced it from the opposite lead. We call this symmetrical training, okay, or left and right training. Go the other way. Excellent job. And time. Great, I'm moving this way, so give me a 5 over here. I'll be right back. Now, moms and dads at home, these are great training tools that you can utilize. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space. You can do it in your garage or in your backyard to help your kids to enhance their essential movement. What Emily, you would think with my spider powers I can separate that cone easier. What Emily is going to do is work her step and drag and distance management with this series of cones. From her guard, she's going to step forward, step back, move over. Forward, back, over. Does that make sense? Come on in here, kiddo. Demonstrate the skills for the kids at home. That's it. Very good, kiddo. Now keep that lead. Forward and back stays the same, but now she's going to be moving in the opposite direction on the dial. Go ahead. That's it, kiddo. Good job. Show them how to switch feet. And let's do it one time this way. Forward, back, step and slide. 1, 2, step and slide. 1, 2, step and slide. 1, 2, and I think that's enough. Good demonstration now. Now, once you have the basic guard and an approximation of how to move your feet, obviously, it takes more than just a couple minutes to really get this down. But Rome was not built in a day. So what we want to do is remember that a little bit of practice on a regular basis can help make that which is maybe a little unnatural, far more natural. This is a good warm-up exercise. Nice way to get the blood flowing and get the mind on what you're doing. I thought you did great, Em. You ready to start doing some boxing?
Sir.
Okay, so face the front, and let's go to our stance. So what we're going to learn is 5 boxing combos. We're going to use what's called stacking, which means that we're going to get a lot of good practice or repetition with our most essential boxing shots. What Emily's going to start with is a jab. A jab is a lead hand punch. It corresponds with whatever leg's in front. What leg is this?
Left.
What hand is that?
Left.
So what hand's your jab with?
Left.
Got it. She's going to take a step forward and extend on a very straight line her left hand. Now, Em, do you remember what part of the hand hits when you do a punch?
First two knuckles.
Okay, so first two knuckles are going to hit. You want to have a straight wrist and a really tight fist. Think of stone hands, like a statue. When you make your fist, your fingers are going to curl in, dig in, and then your thumbs are going to wrap on the outside. First two knuckles right here, sweet spot. Okay, Em, hands are up. Step forward, show your jab, and back. And again, and back. Now, when we do our punches, we want to try to bring body and mind together in one focused motion. So we do what's called a sizzle. Imagine the sound of the letters S and T together. This. And when you do it, it's short, it's sweet, it's strong. You try to do it without spitting into the air, although sometimes that happens, right? So hands are up nice and high. Show a jab with a sizzle. Go. 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 And time. Now turn to face me. Moms and dads, we're going to demonstrate with focused pads in a moment. But a good way to start anything that's new is by going slow and soft so we can learn the form and work on the technique, rather than just going into powerhouse striking. So we use our hands, okay? And this is where trust and self-control is learned. And I think that Emily already has really good self-control, but she's going to demonstrate this soft. So hands are up. I use my left to catch her left. Jab and back. Jab and back. Now I'm calling it by technique, but I can also call it by the count. This is a combo 1. Even though it's a single move, combo 1. 1. 1. 1. A combo 2 builds on this. We're going to go slow. She does a jab, and then she's going to use her rear hand and fire a straight shot. We're going to call that a cross punch. Notice that Emily's back heel comes off the ground. She's driving from the floor, and she's twisting her waist. You can see here that she's also exchanged her hands so that it's in guard as opposed to being anywhere else on the body. Hey, think about this with your guard. Protect what you want to protect most. If you want to protect your waist, put your hands on your waist. But if you want to protect your face, put your hand up by your face. That's how we protect the face. So hands are up. Show me a 2. Good. And again, left, right. And it's my left and right too. We match. Again, right. Let me get a 1 and now a 2. A combo 3 is a lead, or left in this case, hook. When she throws her hook, she's going to try to keep her fist vertical, fingers stacked. You can throw a horizontal hook, but I think a vertical is going to be a little bit better because it keeps the fist in a safe plane, whether it's close, middle, or long range distance. So Emily, step in with your jab, cross, now throw that hook. I want you to turn and face them really quick. Notice that her forearm is high off the ground and level to the ground, not on an angle like this, or on an angle like this, or anything else. And she's got her shoulder up, and this right here can also protect her face in case this were to miss and someone threw a counter strike. She's twisting her hips, and she's turning her legs. The knee, and this is a good way to remember how to use your body, should always go in the direction of the punches. So watch this. Come back to guard facing camera. Throw your jab. Throw your cross, throw your hook. Do you see how the knees turn with the punches? Do it again. Jab, cross, hook. Awesome. Face me. Can I have a 3? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Give me a 3. Give me a 1, 2, 3. What do we do on a combo 4?
We add in a cross.
That's right. And what we're going to think about is being in like a hallway. Okay, gang? So you don't want your punches to fly out left and right and be really wild. You want to keep them tight, or what's called condensed. So, Emily, give me slow motion. Jab, cross, hook, and then real tight cross. Very nice. Give me a 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Excellent. Shuffle back a step. What do we do on a combo 5?
Add an uppercut.
Add an uppercut. When we do our uppercut, we want to punch from the face, but we're going to drop our legs, and then we're going to turn and lift. And a good uppercut is going to lift the chin. Okay, so you're going to imagine it being very close to somebody. We still want to hit with the first 2 knuckles, But we also want to avoid winding the arm up like it looks like we're going bowling. What do we call that when we wind up and kind of show what we're going to do?
Telegraph.
Yeah, give me 5. We do not want to telegraph or tell with our body's movement what we're going to do. So if I punch like this, people have a lot of time to see what I intend to do. But if I punch more like that, it's faster, it's quicker, and it's less obvious. Now, M, let's show it slow. 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and then right up the middle with the lead left. Nice job. Give me a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a 3. 1, 2, 3. Give me a 2. 1, 2, and a 1. And then from the ground up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And girl, you even going light, and even though I'm Spiderman, that's setting my hands on fire. Good job. Now team, we're going to show you how you can practice some power training. Now when it comes to power, you need 2 things. You need strength and speed, but you also need technique and control because you don't want to hurt yourself. And just because you can hit hard doesn't mean you can hit well. We want to show them how to hit well. Now, a heavy bag, a hanging bag, or a wave master would be good recommended tools as opposed to a human being because, again, we don't want to abuse or offend, right? Even out of self-defense training, there's no need to have to beat somebody up to know how to defend yourself. In fact, the best martial artists never have to get in fights because they're taught how to be aware and they're very self-disciplined and they exercise good self-control. Plus, I think that birds of a feather flock together. So if you're a nice kid, you have nice friends, and you usually do nice things together. If you're not such a nice kid, you usually have not such nice friends who tend to influence you to do not so nice things together. All right, Miss Emily, so now you've got something that won't be saying ow, ow, ow if you hit it hard. So go to your good stance. I'll call the boxing combos in any order. Give me a 2, 4, 1, 1, 3, 5, 1. Now let's try a little stacking. 2, 4, 3, 5. And time. Outstanding. How your fists feel?
Good.
How are your wrists?
Good.
How are your elbows?
Good.
Shoulders?
Good.
Okay. So we're keeping her safe by, again, trying to emphasize hitting well instead of just hard. When you hit a target like this, you want to think about going in about 1 inch to start. And then as you get better, you might bury your fist 2.5 inches into the bag. But if there's any joint pain, then you gotta restrain it a little bit. There might be something that from a structural standpoint is not there. And sometimes it's just you're not ready for it. I mean, as you get more muscle tone, you'll also get more bone density. And that's where fitness goes hand in hand with our striking. Now, the next progression is to go from a wave master to actual target mitts. The concepts of distance, timing, and targeting. The power has to be whatever your pad holder can handle. And we try to use effective communication and humility. Meaning, if I'm feeling like it's a little too hard, I'm okay saying, you need to go a little bit lighter, okay? And if she's going really light and I feel like, hey, I want to encourage her, I can say, hey, you can hit a little harder. But if she doesn't feel like she can control it, she should speak up honestly and say, you know what, I'm going to stick with this for now. So again, effective communication is the key to any successful relationship. Now, Em, let's do a courtesy bow first. Give me double high fives. Hands up high. Now we're going to do like we did on the bag, but with a little more movement. Give me a 2. 1, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 1, 1, 3, 5. 2, 1, 5. Watch how close. All right, here's the tough one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time. Give me a high five. When someone's first starting out on mitts, 1.5 minutes for your rounds with about a 30-second breather break. Do 3 to 5 rounds. Be a good workout for you. As they get better, 3-minute rounds. That's what Emily does on a regular basis. We do 3-minute rounds on the mitts, about a 30-second breather still, but if someone needs a little bit more time, you can up that to about 45 seconds. You don't want to give too little downtime, but you also don't want to give too much. And we want to make sure that we encourage people to sip water between rounds. So make sure you're responsible with that, and I think that you'll feel much better as you train. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.